Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Matilda, a tier 4 British medium tank. It's located on the northeast spawn of Glacier under the command of ProvoBob. Now I can tell from here that he's actually armed with the 2-pounder gun with the Little John adapter at the end of the barrel. And this is actually quite a good gun. In fact, it's a very good gun because I can tell you quite a little bit about the history of that gun and how effective it can be. Okay, game's on. They made 2,987 Matildas during the Second World War, and a lot of them were made in Australia, and quite a few of them are still running down there, down under. They're used as farm tractors and pullers, and, well, it's very much a liked tank by many people because of its solidness, the fact that it has a lot of armour, and it has a very decent armament. Now, the 40mm gun, the 2-pounder, the Little John adapter at the end of the barrel squeezes the shell because it's got a soft outer core and a tungsten carbide inner core, which is almost like a slug of tungsten carbide. And what happens is the shell, when it's fired, the bore, the Little John adapter at the end, squeezes the bore from 40mm down to 30mm in cross section. So all of that happening at the end of the barrel actually causes the shell to speed up. So instead of going 792 meters per second, it's suddenly going 1100 meters per second. And of course it can penetrate through 88 millimeters of armor. Well, in this game you can see that if I pull up the stats, it'll do 55 alpha to the enemy, but it'll actually penetrate 121 millimeters of armor in the game. And with the APCR it goes up to 145 millimeters. The actual slug, the standard slug, the standard AP shell, has the effect of a armor-piercing, non-composite rigid. I know that sounds a bit technical, but it means that basically you're getting the same effect as if this was a discarding sabot shell on a 6-pounder gun. So it's actually got the effect of a much higher caliber gun on a smaller caliber vehicle. And they didn't just fit this gun to Matildas, they actually fitted them onto other tanks as well, including some armoured cars that could carry the 2-pounder gun. Okay, his teammates squeezed past him. Oh, found the enemy. BT7 Art just fired an HE round in. He only got 38 hit points though, and they're poking around the corner. ProvoBob was using that Panzer IIIe for cover. He's pulled away. Actually, it was the Panzer IIG, sorry. Here comes the BT7 Art again. He fires an HE round in, but it only hits the track. And that one hit the tracks as well. It's a very tough little tank, and well angled it can be very difficult for them to get pens. In fact, they're mostly firing HE at the moment because that's basically all they can do to do some damage. He's now getting solid hits on that Panzer IIIJ, and with a rapid fire rate of 1.97 seconds per shot, he's being perforated and turned into Swiss cheese. And he's tracked, so he can't move away. The BT7 Art tries to help him, but all these shots, they're just retracking him, and now he's gone. So effective, this gun. In fact, it's so much fun that a lot of us actually now, when we're on Twitch stream, will play tier Matilda. Yes, we all bring out the Matildas at the end of the evening, and everyone plays Matilda against each other. In fact, sometimes a Matilda is about the only thing that can bring down a Matilda. Off in the distance, he's got a Stug 3B, and he's now going to take this guy apart, bit by bit. Unless that guy moves away, he's dead meat. He only moved a short distance, and another enemy's poked his head round the corner. It's a Panzer IIJ this time, and again, this is one of the few tanks that can penetrate a Panzer IIJ. Yep, he managed to get behind us, but he's firing his rounds in, and he is getting some pens, but you notice that the Matilda is still firing and penetrating him, and he's going to go down. One more. There you go. Panzer IIJ dealt with. So he bought a premium tank that cost a fortune, and he's been taken out by an ordinary tech tree tank at tier 4. Who's next? Well, he's got 2 kills already. Who's going to be the next one? There's a Type 91 down there, badly damaged, but I think ProvoBob's just going to move gently around the road, picking off his targets one by one. Oh, DW2. Well, you might as well have this one. He's full health. And potentially that's brought up a high caliber. That guy's being torn to shreds. He doesn't know where to turn. He can't see ProvoBob because he's using the bush mechanic. One more. No, 2 more, sorry. This will be the kill shot. And he goes. So 3 kills for ProvoBob, and we're capping. There's only 1 enemy left. They don't really need to cap, in fact. Here's the enemy. It's a 10 TP, just around the corner. Time for you to die. Chase him, chase him. There he is. There you go. All over. Now that was a bit of fun. The Matilda. It's a great tank. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, it's the second class tank for ProvoBob in the Matilda. He managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He did get 4 with the last kill. He also got a shell proof for blocking the most damage in the game. And he also got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, as well as a Viper effect for doing more damage than hit points for his own vehicle, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one he got 12. He got a cool headed for blocking or at least surviving 10 ricocheting or non-penetrating shots in a row from the enemy, as well as a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and his win rate from that battle was 12,960. That's super income and a bit more, and it was a lot of fun actually sitting up there on that corner taking shots at the enemy who just couldn't pull away. In fact, they really didn't disengage, and they should have disengaged when they were fighting up against him, because there was no way they were going to beat him. If we look at the team score, we can see there were a number of bots on the game, but he still did the most damage in the game. 2,104 hit points of damage. Nobody else managed to get above 1,000 actually, for that matter. The highest other scorer was the Stug 3B on his own team with 775, and then the Panzer 38 NA with 762. When it came to kills, again he had the highest number, 4. 2 kills for the BT5, the T29 and the Valentine 2. Nobody on the enemy team got more than 1 kill. And when it came to base XP, yes, ProvoBob's got the top in all 3 columns. 849 base to him, 553 to the T29 and 510 to the BT5. He fired 57 rounds in that game, got 48 direct hits, 39 penetrations, damage of 2,104 hit points, of which 902 were at more than 300 meters. He received 70 hits from the enemy. 70! That's a huge number. 5 penetrations, 64 non-penetrations. Most of the penetrating shots actually came from that Panzer 2J, who managed to get behind the Matilda and shoot into the weak spots. In fact, I suspect that Panzer 2J driver knew that so long as he was behind the Matilda, he could actually get some shots into him. But it didn't help him because he still went out of the game. He received 1 hit by way of splash damage as well. That was the BT7 Arty. I think he was firing in HE. 734 hit points of damage blocked by armour. He spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 4, and did 114 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 33,303 credits, but he did fire a number of APCR rounds in that game. He really didn't need to, but he did. And as a consequence, he ended up with a massive loss of 36,501 credits. I suppose you could say it's a weakness for ProvoBob. He does tend to fire APCR when he just doesn't need to. And I think if somebody should tell him to actually take out all the premium rounds on all of his tanks and just play it with standard AP and HE, especially at lower tiers, because you'll find that most of the AP rounds and HE rounds at these tiers will penetrate the enemy. And you really don't need the APCR unless, of course, you come up against another Matilda. 1,273 XP times 2 for the first victory took away 2,547 experience points altogether. So another good gap battle by ProvoBob, showing the power of that Matilda. It really is a fun tank, and if you haven't got a Matilda in your garage, what are you missing? Yes, you're missing fun like this where you can literally tear the enemy to shreds in no time whatsoever. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel please. And thanks for watching.